So in a recent update, they changed the helicopter. You used to be able to buy and sell all the time. This was really good because you could buy electricity whenever you needed it and keep everything rolling. So that's gone now. So if you've updated, you pretty much now have to start using your power plants again, which kind of sucks because you got to put a lot of fuel into that, and fuel is pretty nice to have. So for the helipad, you can call in helicopters. You get a free one. Basically, the first time you log in any day after the reset, your first helicopter will show up. Now it stays for an hour. It didn't stay that long before. I think it was just 15 or 20 minutes. And then that's it for the day. That's all that it will come on its own. You do get one free call to use each day. So that's nice. But the after that, you're going to have to use one of your calls. On your daily login, you get a few of them. So it does build up. I currently got 23 of them. They're pretty easy to get a lot of. So they are trying to help out in that direction. But yeah, so basically you can call one in. Same thing that always happens, blah, blah, blah. So now that you got your guy called in, you can see he's going to be here an hour. This is the 6th one I've had today. Basically, I was just trying to build up a little bit of money right now, so I was calling it in a couple different times. So for the helicopter, how it works now is you can go to trade, and you got a dollar value there. You can get 81,000 for me personally on selling resources. But the trick to that is I've already sold a lot of resources today. So if I'm trying to get rid of something, you can see how high that number is. It's now 2.7 million. I'm always going to get the same amount at the bottom, but the more you call your helicopter in on any given day, the more resources you have to sell in order to hit that limit. So try to keep that in mind. And again, things are weighted kind of funny. So I got to do 1.89 million for iron, 2.7 million for food, 2.7 million for wood. Food is easier to get than lumber. So I'm better off selling the food than the lumber, because I have to do the same amount of each to get my 80,000 or 800,000. There is still your recommended that does give you a little bit more of an incentive to use that, but fuel I want, so I'm not going to be doing that. So I can go ahead and I can sell this. I can get my, almost 1 million. So I know I got like 30 million I can use, or I can do enough exchanges to get, $25-30 million at any point. I just know it's going to take a lot of resources to make that happen. So you want to do it slowly a couple times each day, as opposed to trying to do all 30 in one day, and you'll pay much less resources. The other feature that they have is the item exchange. On here, it's important to note that you do not need your helicopter here to be able to use it. Your helicopter can be gone, and you can still do your item exchange. Some of these are good, some of these are brutally bad. 10 million iron for a green material on a dreadnought is pretty worthless. That's not at all worth it. But 4 million food to get like 2 purple pieces, definitely a little bit more worth it. So some of these are good, some of them are really bad. You can see it on the research speed up one. It has that 2 there. That means I'm going to get 2 1-hour speed ups. So it is 2 hours worth of research speed up worth 2 million iron. For me, it's not. Maybe that's different for your case. So that's kind of how this guy works. Frankly, it sucks, but it is what it is. I think the most impactful element of this is your farms, because you cannot buy electricity on a whim. You have to be actively using your fuel and making sure that you have that stuff full. If you do not, then your production versus efficiency will go down. If you run out of electricity, your electric supply will start going negative. Once it hits zero, your efficiency of all of your production goes down. So make sure that if you are trying to do this, that you are, and by this I mean the farms, that you are actively keeping up with the electricity, because if you don't, you can drop all the way down to like 40% of your production, which makes your farms completely worthless. So you can either have, 3 times the number of farms you currently have and don't mess with it to be exactly where you're at. If you had 3 farms before and you don't want to mess with them, well, now you need 9 that you don't mess with to have the same amount of production. Or you have to be more active and keep up with your farms a little bit more. So that's all I got. Hope this helps.